What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
Okay, so here's the wild truth. The WNBA is seriously struggling without Caitlin Clark. I mean, ever since the Fever got knocked out of the playoffs last week, we've seen a shocking drop in everything. Attendance, ticket sales, and especially viewership. It's a huge problem, and it's happening right now.
Look at this little chart right here. The Fever will have over 600,000 fans in attendance total this year, and the second best to that was in 1999 with the Washington Mystics at just over 400,000. So the Fever are going to account for over 200,000 more fans this year to their game.
Now, in a desperate attempt to get people watching, the WNBA is pushing A'ja Wilson hard. You're seeing her everywhere, right? But honestly, and kinda sadly, it's just not having the desired effect. People aren't tuning in like they used to.
Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
So, while some of Caitlin's fans are definitely worried about her absence and what it means for the league, there's actually another group out there. They're seeing this break as a golden opportunity for her to level up her media training. Why? Because they feel like her responses to all the recent drama and scandals haven't exactly hit the mark.
I want to be in this situation next year where I'm saying, do you remember when you people were giving...
Let's get back to Caitlin's loyal fan base for a second. They've just stopped watching the WNBA, plain and simple. They were fed up with all the hate and prejudice she was getting during those big games. And now that she's not on the court, they're basically saying, nope, not watching. This is where everyone is really starting to understand what the Caitlin Clark effect truly means.
Saying that she's 22, media training is not there. 1 year afterwards, she's still in the same position.
While Caitlin is finally getting some well-deserved rest and putting her feet up, the WNBA is facing a massive uphill battle in the playoffs. They're literally fighting for their lives, trying to save even half the viewership they had. Let's be real, if Caitlin were playing, she'd be getting pushed, poked, and slammed to the ground by multiple players, probably without a single foul call. And tragically, despite her incredible performance, that's exactly why she didn't even get a third game against the Sun. Now, the WNBA has definitely had its share of ups and downs over the years. That's just a fact, but here's what's absolutely undeniable. Things have radically, and I mean radically, changed since Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court. This generational talent has injected the league with the kind of excitement and attention it's been craving for ages. Her influence was instantaneous, not just with her insane dominance in games, but with how she pulled in everyone: casual viewers, new fans, even people who never watched basketball before.
Number of viewers for WNBA games that Caitlin Clark is not in is like 3 to 4 million. When she's in the game, when it's her game playing, it's like 17 million.
Yeah. Well, I also look at the attendance in the arena.
Yes.
It's 8 to 10,000 everywhere else. Caitlin Clark, 17, 18,000.
Caitlin Clark is way more than just a sensational athlete. She literally revitalized the entire league. But here's the kicker. Ever since her season wrapped up after that tough loss to the Connecticut Sun, the WNBA is seriously struggling. They just can't seem to hold on to the incredible momentum she built. It feels like the league has hit some kind of breaking point, totally unable to recreate that electric energy that only Clark's presence could bring.
Caitlin Clark, she is the first Division I player, and that is male or female, to record 3,000 points, 900 assists, and 800 rebounds.
Let's be brutally honest here, the WNBA has pretty much collapsed in so many ways since Caitlin Clark left. It's undeniable now that her absence has triggered a sharp decline for the entire league. Think about it. When Clark was playing, the WNBA felt alive. People who would never normally watch women's basketball were suddenly glued to their screens, just buzzing with anticipation, wondering what crazy thing she would do next.
All the women that have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her.
Yeah.
You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's because she's...
Let's just face facts. Without Clark, the WNBA is completely missing its spark. And trust me, the numbers absolutely back this up. Viewership and attendance have both taken a noticeable dive, which is wild because heading into this playoff season, everyone was anticipating huge numbers, especially after Clark's breakout regular season. The league and all its fans were totally optimistic, hoping that the insane interest Clark generated all year would just surge into the playoffs, creating a massive spike in engagement and viewership. But guess what? Those projections, they didn't materialize. Instead, since her exit, the stadiums aren't anywhere near as packed as everyone expected, and the TV ratings have completely nosedived. To really put this into perspective, you have to understand this. When Caitlin Clark plays, she consistently draws in over 1 million viewers. That's right, 1 million people tune in just to watch her. This kind of viewership is practically unheard of for the WNBA in recent years, especially since the league had previously struggled big time to pull in such massive numbers. People literally arranged their schedules around her games, making sure they could watch her live, whether by attending in person or watching from home. That's how much impact she had. Now, compare that to this. The WNBA can barely scrape together 300,000 viewers per game without Caitlin Clark. That is a truly startling decline in viewership, and it screams volumes about her incredible significance and influence. When Clark is on the court, people want to watch. They're hooked by her unique play style, her magnetic personality, and her unbelievable ability to deliver in clutch situations, truly making her an athlete who transcends the sport. But here's the harsh reality: when she's not participating, it honestly feels like nobody cares.
There is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, and especially on women's basketball ratings. Kudos to her. She has elevated an entire sport.
The league, which was absolutely flourishing when she was playing, now feels like it's just hobbling its way toward the finish line. And honestly, that same level of electric excitement is just completely absent. Look, Clark isn't just a fantastic player, she's this unique athlete that people find absolutely captivating. And when that rare quality isn't evident on the court, well, the interest just fades away. Yes, she can score from anywhere, drop dimes with incredible accuracy, and dominate games all on her own, but her influence extends way beyond just the stat sheet. Few, and I mean few, athletes can truly match Caitlin Clark's level of pure energy, raw excitement, and utterly unpredictable play. Her games draw packed stadiums and millions of people watching from home because she's more than just a player, she's a spectacle. You genuinely never know what she'll do next, but you do know, whatever it is, it's going to be something absolutely special.
Caitlin Clark is coming. Some people think she's already arrived. I don't. I think she's going to be even better. I think that what she has done for women's basketball, especially in this country, has been phenomenal. There is no woman, no matter how great you were as a player, Cheryl Swoops, there is no woman who should negate mentioning Caitlin Clark and what Caitlin Clark is doing.
She is, without question, absolutely magnetic. Caitlin Clark doesn't just play basketball, she puts on a show every single time she steps onto the court with her fearless demeanor and those unbelievable deep three-pointers. Fans are drawn to Clark because she has this unique, almost magical ability to make every single game feel like a can't-miss event. They literally feed off her energy, her passion, and her unwavering drive to win. But here's the harsh reality: when she isn't playing, the WNBA completely loses that magic. The league becomes less of a spectacle and more like, well, just another basketball game. And regrettably, that simply doesn't draw the same attention. Even the most devoted WNBA fans find it genuinely difficult to stay involved without her presence because the spark she brings is utterly irreplaceable. And when she's not playing, the excitement just fizzles out, leaving this glaring, noticeable void that no other player or team, it seems, is able to fill.
Caitlin Clark, #1 in jersey sales, Angel Reese 2, Sabrina 3, Kate Martin 4. We talked about this earlier in the season. I feel sad that Kate Martin also hasn't gotten as much playing time the second half of the season. I feel like she deserves more, or maybe she deserves a different team. How crazy would that be if she went to Indiana? Just saying.
Now, fans find this entire situation even more frustrating because of how the WNBA has seemingly handled Caitlin Clark while she was actually playing. You would absolutely think that a player of her caliber, someone attracting massive crowds and literally elevating the entire league, would be protected and respected on the court. But time and time again, referees have treated Caitlin unfairly, flat out refusing to give her the same calls that virtually any other player in the league would readily receive. Whether she's getting fouled on the perimeter or hacked aggressively on drives, the whistles just hardly ever seem to go her way. Instead of acknowledging her sheer talent and guaranteeing a level playing field, officials have constantly allowed her to be treated like the problem on the court. This blatant disrespect from the referees is truly perplexing, especially when you consider Clark's undeniable significance to the league's success. It honestly seems as though the WNBA is completely unaware that she is their greatest asset, and instead of promoting and safeguarding their rising star, they actively permit her to be mistreated. It's almost like the league doesn't want her to succeed, or worse, they just don't care about the harm this treatment is causing. Fans are totally aware of this, and they are absolutely fed up with it. They can tell when a player is being unfairly singled out, and this ongoing prejudice against Caitlin has made so many of them lose all faith in the league. Instead of encouraging the passion and devotion that Clark brings to the WNBA, this abuse is actively driving fans away, leaving them questioning the league's true goals. Despite being incredibly devoted, Clark's fans are also completely tired of the hate, the bias, and the sheer terrible treatment Caitlin endures on the court, whether it comes from rival players who constantly single her out, referees who seem to be much harsher on her than anyone else, or even the league itself. It frequently feels like there's some kind of agenda against her, and instead of celebrating their biggest star, the WNBA seems content to allow this unfair treatment to just continue. As a result, many fans have reached their breaking point and have simply stopped watching, asking themselves, why should I support a league that goes to such great lengths to discredit its most talented and marketable player?
Cheryl Swoops, all y'all other haters out there, and I'm gonna call you out, man, because it's blatantly obvious why you hating on the young lady. If she was black, man, everybody be going crazy about Caitlin Clark right now, but she not. And what I appreciate about it is just that she ain't.
This decision by fans to boycott WNBA games following Caitlin's elimination from the playoffs isn't just about her absence from the postseason. Oh no, it's about a much deeper underlying principle as well. They've watched how she's been treated all season long, endured blatant prejudice from officials, and witnessed zero protection from the league itself. Now they're clearly expressing their complete disinterest in a product that simply doesn't support or protect its biggest star. Many fans feel totally cut off from the WNBA without Caitlin, and this is absolutely reflected in the sharp decline in viewership we're seeing. Caitlin Clark's fan following is loyal to her, not the league as a whole. Without her participation, they have absolutely zero incentive to keep watching, and this whole situation starkly demonstrates how the WNBA's failure to treat Caitlin equitably has caused a massive backlash that is now directly hurting its financial result. Here's the harsh, undeniable truth: the WNBA will suffer greatly without Caitlin Clark. Before she arrived, the league frequently struggled to maintain mainstream attention. Sure, there were well-known players and a devoted fan base, but the general public's interest was consistently lacking. The league often found itself eclipsed by other sports and had immense difficulty breaking into the larger cultural discourse. It is crystal clear that Caitlin Clark has single-handedly revitalized the WNBA, and without her, the league is once again facing a massive uphill battle. Caitlin Clark changed all of that, but now that she is gone, the WNBA is quickly reverting to its previous state, struggling desperately to attract the public's attention. The overwhelming interest that once surged during Clark's games has now completely faded, and the league is once again struggling with a profound lack of excitement.